And I'm sorry for if I'm a bit, because I'm passionate, you know me.
No, me too. I've been on this journey a long time. We want out.
But yeah, I mean, like, if that answers any of your questions, that's cool, you know. But don't worry, we're always here. As I say, if anybody wants to set up a meeting, let's just set up a meeting. Let's talk. Because there's nothing wrong with talking. We've got to keep talking. But stop paying attention to what other people are doing with their lives and start paying attention to what we're doing with our own life. I'm only paying attention to the language, what's being used in my life. I don't care what's being used in your life. My life is important. But my life is exactly like your life. It's important.
Yeah.
We both speak English. I don't speak Eagle. I don't speak sign language. I know how to do the alphabet in sign on my fingers, but I don't know sign language. So how can you write that down and tell me, say, I know that word? I don't. And this is what we have to address.
Can I just ask again, sorry about this, but those certificates say within the 12 months. Now, I phoned up the GRO and I recorded her. I didn't tell her, but she actually said to me, she kept saying, oh, it needs to be within 12 months, you need to, and then she said in special circumstances, and then she went back on it and she denied it. So I told her that I recorded her, and she said, I didn't say that. I said, you did, I can play it back to you if you like. And she said, I didn't give you permission to record. I said, I didn't have to ask you. And I said, but you've given me the information, thank you. So they will do it.
They know it's there. But if they slip up, that's murder for them. Remember, they've got to be very careful in what they're doing because they can get killed, man. This is not a game we're playing here. This is serious business. People will die for this, man. And people have died for it. Take John Harris, for example. Take William Faust. Ian Lungold. Lots of them. Many more. They've got Rohan Lorian locked up in Australia with Romley Stewart. I spoke to Romley Stewart the other day. He's telling me that they can't find him. They don't know where they've put Rohan. This is what I'm saying. If we don't address the language itself, first of all, there's no point going any further. There's no point getting into legal talk. There's no point getting into this document, that document, this trust, that trust. If we can't even understand the bloody if people can't even understand what a legal name is and the definition of a legal name in the legal dictionary, what the hell are you talking about trust for? Because you don't even understand what a legal name is. So what the hell are you talking about legal talk for if you don't even understand that one thing? A legal name is a Christian name and a surname put together. If you understand that, then you wouldn't open any letters because they're writing to your legal name. If you consent to be in a legal name, then that's your problem. They're writing to Smith. If they're writing to cool, they're writing to the woman because they're writing to the Christian. They're not writing to the legal entity. This is the problem that a lot of us have got. We're running down rabbit holes for no reason. And the problem is that they're paying people to tell them this bullshit legal rubbish when they're not even telling them, do you even understand the legal name? I bet you money, if you ask any of them guys out there selling this trust business to people, if they understand what a legal name is, they wouldn't even know them bloody self. But they want to sell you a course they're doing for $5,000. Come on, man. Behave yourself, you need a slap. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people I've taught out there. I told him keep his head bloody down. All of a sudden, I've got people coming to me telling me he's on a bloody One show and they're chasing him down for selling chemical bleach. And I told him, don't tell people. That was the Jim Humble solution, MMS. That's the thing. And then I told him about David Wimiller. He went and bought me David Miller's book and I said, that's no good because he's writing in sign language. And he's telling you he's writing in sign language. He's just not debasing it because he's leaving the hyphens in. This is the problem. All these David Wimiller say, oh yeah, David Wimiller the language. No, David Wimiller gave you a technique. It's a technique. It's not a language. Where's the dictionary for the language? And it's not recognized as a legal language. It's a technique. That's the problem. People ain't listening to what others are saying. They're running with it without studying it themselves. That's the problem. It's like Chinese whispers. But the story comes out different each time. I'm not there. I'm sticking to the facts. Then the story can't change. And as I said earlier on, King Sigismund stood up in the council and told Caesar, you can't change the grammarians. So come on, people, let's pay attention to the grammar.
Can I ask you, if you've been to court and all of that, and they've done a judgment, can you change it now that we're limited companies?
Why do you even want to get involved with that? That's a completely separate entity.
I'm no more.
There you go. Nothing to do with you. It's an implied company. The implied company has a ghost director. You're not a ghost. You're a living entity. You're the living entity that owns the ownership of the limited company. That's why they put you on land and they register you on land when you fill out the document at Companies House in section 2. Who's the owner? And remember, see, this is what people get mixed up. They're talking about trust. Your limited company is the trust. Let's look at the parallel. When you get a trust, beneficiary, yeah, is the trust owner. Now, when you get a limited company, the owner is the owner. Now, when you go inside the trust, you have an executor. When you go inside the limited company, the executor is the director. The director and the executor and the beneficiary can be the same person. They don't have to be, but they can be. The director and the owner of the limited company can be the same person. They don't have to be. I can be the director of your company, but you're the owner. That means you're the beneficiary. Now, the trustee would be the secretary. So the limited company is actually your trust. But nobody's recognizing that. Everybody's chasing trusts, setting up a beneficiary, an executor, and a trustee. No, your limited company has an owner, a director, and a secretary. That's what the trust is. Your limited company is a trust.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. Parallel between the two, but instead the trust, if you set up a trust, you're setting up a trust and you haven't taken yourself out of the incumbency of United Kingdom Limited. If you set up a trust, that means then that trust belongs to the system still. When you set up a limited company, you're not in the system. So that trust doesn't belong to the system. You can do anything in that trust now. That limited company is yours. Nothing to do with them. That's why City of London is nothing to do with United Kingdom, because they're two different countries. And City of London and United Kingdom would tell you that. So if we're not paying attention, that City of London is a limited company. United Kingdom is a limited company. We can make ourselves limited company and do business with private companies. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. Now, what we're doing, we're standing as living entities, trading our legal companies. Cool, we can do that all day long. Take ourselves out from being the legal company that's trading and own the legal company that's trading. That's the only difference. We don't own ourselves. We need to own ourselves. The only way you're going to own yourself is if you own the title. And the title deed, the Queen gave you it. He granted you the title deed.
So what title? Sorry to interrupt you. What title do we put our car documents in?
What do you mean? What car documents?
So for your car, if you're putting things in trust, where do you put them?
You don't need. Okay. So what with the car? What you want to do with the car? If you've got anything with the car, write to the DVLA and ask them to return the manufacturing certificate of origin first. Because once you've got the manufacturing certificate of origin, what you want to do is write from the limited company.
Okay.
Don't write from the woman, write from the limited company, saying now this vehicle, this car is now in our property. Because remember, your company is not in the incumbency of United Kingdom, so it doesn't have to follow the legislations and statutes of that.
Brilliant. I love that.
You create your own. Remember, the United Kingdom is a limited company. They created their own legislation and statutes. You are a limited company. You can create your own legislation and statutes. That's what your memorandum as associations of articles of associations are.
Oh, brilliant.
You see, but if that's only if your company's trading. You only need to know legal if your company's trading. But what you want to know legal for, if your company can go and hire a load of solicitors. There you go. Start understanding the story. Don't hustle a hustler.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it, B. That's it.
Does anybody else want to ask any questions?
I do.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go on.
When you get the certificate of non-baptism, do you take it to a priest, or what do you do with it? Just take it straight to the registry office?
No, the thing about what you're doing, the certificate of name not given in baptism is just a certificate. Now, if you want to change your name, remember, or if you would, well, you will probably change that name because it'll probably come in capital letters. So you're still going to go and get a depot.
Yeah.
The thing about it, okay, from coming from what I'm doing, right? The baptism certificate, I'm telling everybody now, it's a dead rabbit hole. So stop following it. Go and get the depot. That's it. Go and get the depot. The depot will cover everything. The limited company and the depot will cover everything. The limited company will stop all other companies approaching you and having any say that they've got any contract with your limited company or that name in capital letters. You stop any company because your company is dormant from the day it was birthed. So there's no contracts. So no.
But you can still put things in there.
Yeah, because it's a holding facility. Remember, I went to the bank, right? And I said to the bank manager, "Can I open up an account?" And he said, "Sorry." I said to him, "Look, here's my title deed. Could you take a copy of this and put it into my account? Because I know my account is a retail account and I want to turn it from public to private." He said, "I can't do that." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because it's limited." I said, "All right, cool." So I said, "Can I open up the limited account?" I said, "I can't open up the account because it's a dormant company at company's house." He said, "No, it's never dormant at company's house. So you can open up a bank account with a dormant company because it's not dormant at company's house. Remember, trading is still going on with your natural resources. Company's house will never close, nor will the treasury. Will never close. It'll always be open 24 hours a day. It's 365 days a year.
So did you open up a business account with your...
Not yet, because they're not opening up any accounts.
No.
They're not opening up business accounts.
Right. Question, when you go to the GRO, what other documents do you need to bring besides your depot documents? Is there anything else you need to bring?
No, you shouldn't do. I haven't got to that stage yet.
Right, okay.
You see, everything I'm telling you is telling you everything that I've done up to now.
Yeah, I only had the miniature birth certificate,
Sure.
but I needed the full one, so I ordered that like a week ago, and I've got the certified copy of an entry of birth.
That's right.
And I've got it's given me a copy of the 10 box.
Brilliant. We know your age.
And the box 10 is crossed out.
Yeah. Okay. The thing about it, this is the difference between the two birth certificates. The three of them actually, four, sorry. With the 10 box document you've got, and this is going to be for all the adults whose birth is before 1969, they'll have a 10 box document. They changed all the documents in 1970 because they changed it because the thing about it, with your document, the 10 boxes, you don't have a surname. So how can you have a legal name in box 2? You don't have a surname. So you don't have a legal name. That says it on your birth certificate right there. Game over. How can they put a legal name to you? They can't, because you don't have it on your birth certificate. Tell them to explain that. You don't have a legal name. You only have your Christian name. That's why they changed. That's why they changed the document in 1997 so they can put the surname in box 2 with the Christian name. Now there's a real legal entity. There's no legal entity before 68. You don't have a legal,
Yeah.
you don't have a legal name. So every contract and everybody's writing to you with your surname is null and void. But you're consenting to it.
Oh.
You're consenting to it. That's it. Because you don't have a surname on your birth certificate. Tell me what your surname is. Your father has a surname, yes, but you don't.
Yeah, it's got my father's surname, my mother's name.
There you go. But it's not attached to yours, is it?
And it's just got my box number 2. It's just got my first 2 names.
There you
that
go.
They give me.
There you go. But you don't have a legal name then. You have a Christian name. That's it. So how can they argue with that? How can they attach your father's surname to you? They can't, because it's not written down in the same box. Remember, it's a separate box, numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 2 is not the same box. It's legal document. There's an error on the form. This is what the Royal Courts of Justice said to me. If there's an error on a legal document, it cannot be accepted. There you go. There's an error on the. That's why they changed the birth certificate, so they can add the surname in with the Christian name. Now in box 2 with the 17 box document, the surname is with the Christian name. Now they have a legal name they can attach to everyone. They couldn't do that before 1968.
That's interesting. Yeah, because on the square one I've got, it's got first name and second name in the proper grammar with the capital A, then lowercase, then the second name is capital K and lowercase, and then the surname is all capitals.
Yeah, but you said it
all on the same line.
But look at what the documents are called, Andrew. The little document is called a certificate of birth. You've just been birthed into United Kingdom. That's what that document is for. That's for certificate of birth into United Kingdom. It's not a certificate. It's not. And then the certified copy of an entry is a different document. The certified copy of an entry is when they're entering you into United Kingdom. The certificate of birth, if it's a short one, it means you're birthed into United Kingdom now. Because they don't have the same information on the long document, which is the certified copy of their entry.
Oh, that's how they done it then.
You see, they're entering you with a certified copy of an entry. Once you're entered, you get a short form, which is a certificate of birth. Because now you've been birthed into the entry area.
So does that make that certificate of birth, is that void then? They can't use that?
Of course it is. It's not void. It's the thing about it, it's perfect because it's legal document for you. And no one can argue with that because it's a legal document. And if any company is coming to tell you to say that you are this surname, you're not. Your birth certificate says not. So how are you going to put that surname on me when it's not even on my birth certificate? You need a slap, bro.
Oh, on my new copy, the big copy, yeah, it's quite as good on me. It's just...
There you go. There you go.
I love it.
Yeah, brilliant.
You don't have a legal name. When you look up in Black's Law Dictionary, the definition of a legal name is a Christian name and a surname together. So where does that say that on your birth certificate? It doesn't. There you go.
On this new copy, it doesn't. No, it just says Andrew Kevin, number 2.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, I've got the same on mine. It's an old one.
Yeah, any document before any birth before 1968, 1969 will have a 10-box document. Any birth certificate after 1970 will have a 17-box document with both the names in box 2, rather than just the Christian name in box 2. This is the problem. They're trying to switch it up each time. Why the hell would you change your birth certificate? If you had a birth certificate in 68, why are you changing it to now? What are you changing it for? That's just my passion. But why are they changing it now? Why did they change it? They know they made a mistake themselves. They know they never had a legal name. So they had to create the legal name and create box 2 of the 17-box document. This is the problem. I need to know what's going on with me. I need to know what I'm being fooled into. And the first thing I'm recognizing is this bloody language. That's it. I'm not moving from there. I'm not budging from there. Because no one can beat me. And no one can beat you too. Because you know it's an acronym. And you're English. Doesn't matter the colour of our skin. Doesn't matter of our cultures. If we was born in this land, we're here. That's it. But I'm born in London. I'm England. I'm English. Doesn't matter the colour of my skin. I'm mixed race. I'm coloured blind. That's it. I can't see colour. I'm mixed race. I see black and white. So all of you are my brothers and sisters. That's it. So this is why I bring it to you all, whether you want to listen. This is my truth. I can only tell you my truth. That's it. Do you see what I'm saying? I can only tell you my truth. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just need for you to listen and hear for yourself. That's it. You hear for yourself and you go and challenge it, you will see what it does for you. You ain't going to see it until you do it. That's it.
You're so right. You're so right. I mean, from the time I woke up, I no longer answer any letters. Anything that comes in capital, I just cover it with return to sender and send it back. The letter's not even opened.
There you go. What you're troubling your mind with fear for when it ain't even for you.
Exactly.
There you go. Keep your mind safe, peaceful, and sane. Stop opening their letters where they're trying to kill you with fear. Send it back to them.
Exactly. Once you overcome the fear, you're empowered. Trust me.
Done. And that's all they've got to live on. They're energy vampires.
Exactly.
Again, it's a war between good and evil. I'm a good.
And then, exactly. Another thing, what you guys should put up on your wall or your door is the trespass notice.
There you go. But even better, just stick up your private limited company document. That's it. Because it's a limited company there. That's it.
Exactly.
How they gonna
I did that last weekend. Yeah.
There you go.
It's good.
This is the problem they've got, not us. They've got. Stop looking at like we got problem now. Let's empower ourselves with this knowledge. We've got the power. Remember, they are public servants and they're fucking with the language. Sorry for the language, darlings.
Say it how you feel.
This is it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Definitely.
all it is. We've got to start paying attention and stop being ignorant. There's a difference between ignorance and stupid. Ignorance is because you don't know. Now we know. Don't let's be stupid.
Yeah, but the thing is logged in. Just click it out. I don't want to click something.
Sorry to go on, and I'm sorry to, I'm passionate, man. I ain't doing this no more, so I need to get this out. I might be venting, but I'm venting for all of us because I know how you feel as well.
No, we need to do this. With
if you ain't feeling the same way, you wouldn't be here if you wasn't feeling the same way.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So I thank you again for putting on the meeting. And as I said to everybody, if you want to put on a meeting, just send me the link for the Zoom meeting and let's get this talking. Let's involve more people because we need to get this out there because they're deceiving us with our own bloody language, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Romney Stewart told us, man. Sorry, go on, Andrew.
How doing, everybody? First time I've been in, by the way. I was meant to be coming in. I don't know. I was meant to be coming in, as she said, but it doesn't matter. It's being recorded.
I've got her on my phone. She's listening, so it's okay.
Oh, she's listening. I see.
Can you hear her? It's on my phone.
Okay, I hear her, yeah. Right then, I just wanted to add some things that I've just come across. None of it you might not know, or you more than likely do know about them. But the power of attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can register a power of attorney on the government website.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been looking into that, and it's so what I'm basically saying. It's also got a deed of revocation to get rid of the existing power of attorneys. Now, what I'm suggesting is if the donor, being the all caps, my all caps name,
mm-hmm.
creates a power of attorney for either man,
mm-hmm.
Andrew, and puts me power of attorney, and then there's other things on here as well.
Your power of attorney is your limited company. You're
exactly
under the limited company. That's it.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing the absolute similarity of what this is. It's like the same, but you're taking control of the name here.
That's it.
Rather than limiting it by, so you're taking control that you've separated yourself from it by becoming the power of attorney for it.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
Perfect. That's it. That's it. This is what I'm saying. We have to see the parallels, what we're being shown in the trust side of things, and we have to convert them over to the limited company. That's it. It's the same thing. Whatever we're doing in a limited company, you know, if we have a limited company, we can have the top solicitors for our limited company. They're going to be our attorney. So we can, and remember, they're only looking after the title, and they're only representing the company. That's it, the title. They're representing the title. Now, if the title is written in capital letters, it can only be a company. Because contract in contract law can only be made between corporations.
Yeah.
Or individual sentient beings. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't have a mixture of the two in contract law. So that's why, you know, now they're doing contracts with implied companies when they write in our name in capital letters, because contract law states that company can only do contract with company. So they have to lower us to that company status to then do a contract with that company. As I said earlier on, the first letter you would get, you will always get an invitation letter or a promotional letter trying to sell you something, and your name will be in uppercase and lowercase, but it still will be your surname and Christian name, a legal name, but it's written in uppercase and lowercase. The reason being is because there's no contract. When you agree to that $2.99 month offer and you write back to the company and say, yeah, I'll have that offer, then the first letter you come will be in capital letters, because now there's a contract. And that's with a company, because that company can't do a contract with a man or a woman. So it has to lower you down to a company status. That's why you get an implied company status under the United Kingdom Limited. You are doing a business as under United Kingdom Limited. You're doing business as company already under United Kingdom Limited. Now make yourself the limited company and make yourself the daddy.
So can I ask, when they write to you in upper and lower case, so like you get a letter from the police or the court, and that's like the first invitation, because you think, oh, it's in English, it's for you.
That's it. But again,
and then they write to you.
That's it. It goes back to the legal name. The legal name consists of one Christian name and one surname. With the middle name is not really needed. It can be there. It doesn't have to be there. But remember, when you do your deed poll as well, if you've got 3 names, my name's John Henry Doe. So John Henry Doe are 3 separate names. Remember, there's no surnames or double names in the Bible. There's only one. So if you have if you have 2 names, put a hyphen in between your 2 Christian names, so it joins the 2 Christian names together and make them one. Now you've only got 1 Christian name. John Henry is 1 Christian name, not John Henry. Do you see? A hyphen joins the 2 names together and creates 1 name. That's what hyphens do. When you have a double barrel surname of somebody who's got double, they join the 2 names together, isn't it? It joins the 2 surnames together if it's a double barrel surname for a family name. So it's the same thing what you do with the Christian name. You're joining the 2 names together, because you can't have more than 1 name in the Bible. And in the Roman days, the names were only written with the initial. So if my name's Hornseywood, I would be written down as H. That's it. It's a symbol. When you go and look up the acronym in Oxford Style Guide, Newhart's Rules, it tells you the acronym basically is a symbol, because acronyms in the dictionary, there's abbreviations and symbols. Now the 2 symbols are acronyms and contractions. They're not known as acronyms and contractions in the dictionary. They're known as symbols, abbreviations and symbols. So now when they're saying that these Freemasonry people and these devil people, they're writing in symbols, that's what they're doing, because a symbol, an acronym is a symbol. So they're writing in symbols. It's all in the books for us to learn. And they're facts. They're facts. These are facts I'm pointing out. That's it. I'm just giving you facts. I can't lie to you because it's in the book. Because you're separating yourself away from that legal entity name, which is implied what they made up for you. And you're capturing your name. So that isn't the same entity. So whoever they're chasing, you send them to the government, whoever they're chasing, because the government wants to hold that name, send them to them. That's the thing. You're saying, look, if you've got any contracts with a private limited company, please send the files over. So I've got them for my files for the limited company. No one will send you because your company's dormant and it's just been born. Game over. This is the problem they've got. We don't have the problem no more. They have. As long as we're addressing it correctly, that's it. That's it. Just back it back at them, man. They can't hit it back. This is the problem they've got.
Can I ask a question again, just about my
Sure.
birth certificate? You know, we said about the small version.
Yes.
So what does the official birth certificate has to have your mother and your father as the informant?
No, because again, you just said it there. They're only the informant. Your brother or your uncle, or you could be the informant.
Yeah.
You see, it's just that your mother and father was there at the time. That's it. If your mother and father wasn't there at the time, if you was an orphan, it might be your foster parents, because they're just the informant. That's it. Remember, it's just.
So why did they have to have an extra form with the this little small one? And is that their way to try and trick you, because they've put all my name in there with my surname in capitals?
Well,
that's the freebie one.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's a certificate of birth.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the document what's been birthed into United Kingdom Limited.
Mm.
Your long one doesn't say certificate of birth. It says certified copy of an entry. So you haven't been entered into United Kingdom Limited yet.
Yeah.
But that document enters you in there. Once you're in there, they give you a short form to hide the long one.
Right.
There you go. So you don't recognize that the longer one, what you was entered in. Remember, you have to work backwards.
Yes.
Work backwards.
So that small one's null and void.
Thank you. Because if the small one enters you into United Kingdom Limited, what was the one what entered you in there?
Yes.
Because you was that document is made you birthed into there. What entered you into the birth? That's the question. So the long form is a certified copy of an entry. That's just a certified copy of the entry. It's not been born into the yet. But the short one births you into it. The short one comes after the long one.
So that is null and void then.
There you go.
Because I go by the long one.
And plus, on the long one, you don't have a surname. So how can they put your surname down on the short one if it's not on the long one?
I just automatically assumed it was because your father was the surname.
Never assume, bro. Never assume.
Right.
Never, ever assume. Get the facts. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. And I know you're a big man and I respect my elders, but never assume, bro.
What are you trying to say?
I'm playing with you, man. I'm playing with you.
Yeah, so it's the long one. So if I get anything from the call saying my surname, I don't exist.
That's it. Well, the thing about it, if you get a deed poll with your surname on it now, right, and you get it in uppercase, lowercase, then you are now capturing the surname, and the date you capture that surname is the date you start using it from. So any other contract made before is null and void because you never had a surname.
Yeah.
You already got your surname when you got your deed poll.
Oh, I'm going to ask him.
Go ahead. Sorry,
we've got a question. So my friend's son, he's 15 now. He's got a baptism certificate. He wants to do this. He's got a baptism certificate within 6 months.
Brilliant.
So he can just go and get his name put in box 17, but he needs to do the enrolled deed poll, doesn't he, from upper case to lower uppercase.
Okay, let's be careful with this first, because the thing about it, has he got one name, Christian name, or 2 Christian names?
He's got 3 names, so they're going to be able to be hyphened.
There you go. Because on the certified copy of an entry, there won't be hyphens in the name, so they're all separate names. When you do a depot, add the hyphens in between the Christian names because it makes it one name. It can collapse it down into one name. It joins it all together. But you leave the surname separate as it is. Now that whole name goes into uppercase and lowercase with hyphens in between, and then you put that in box 17. Because now you've done a name change.
So how do you...
4 to 2.
So how do you register like a limited company for children and like someone who's been incarcerated? How would you do that?
The same thing. Whatever name they've got, you do the same thing. You buy the limited company for the name you're using or anybody's doing contracts with. That's it. And that's your and that's your final name. You see,
okay.
you don't really have to do it for your children, because the children are your property. And when you buy yourself as a limited company, you're taking yourself out the incumbency of that. But you've got to write yourself a director letter to say that the children belong to the limited company.
Oh, got ya. Right, that's what we need to do.
Because you're taking power of attorney. The limited company is taking power of attorney for the children. So you put them under the limited company. And the limited company is the attorney.
Yeah, I've done that for mine.
It's a legal entity. That's it.
Okay, it's just knowing how to do these little things and just...
Yeah, but you'll get there. Do you know what I mean? And it's all out there for us. But just take it nice and easy.
Okay.
Sorry for asking your age, but how old are you?
What, me?
Yeah.
45.
Okay, you're 44. You've been on the earth for 44. Another 6 months ain't going to do you no harm. So just
that's true.
Be patient for another 6 months, at least. Because we're all still going through the process and we don't even know where it's taking us just yet. We know there's something going on. Everybody knows there's something going on. Look around us. The COVID and all this rubbish, they're setting up stuff. So we know this is all going on. So let's just try and hang out for the next 6 months.
Okay.
Hopefully we can get through. But we stopped every company in their tracks anyway because they don't have contracts with our company. So we've stopped all the companies now. Once you get your limited company, you stop every company because they don't have a contract with your limited company. And how can they write down your name as a company name when there's no title at the end of your name? Like limited, they can't. Because Companies House will tell you there can only be one name in capital letters that's registered as a company.
So if you're writing a letter then, do you write on behalf of?
No. Because you're not who you writing letter to. You don't have, remember, you just landed on the earth. You can't even speak yet. So how are you going to write? The person who was the legal entity is now 44 years old. You're zero. You've just been born now because your limited company is born. So you don't have a clue who you are. You don't have a clue what these letters are coming for. Do you see? You don't have a contract. You're brand new to the earth. Companies House will tell you that this is your brand new company birth certificate. Your company's birth certificate. And your name is on your company title deed. So that means that must be your new birth certificate. There you go.
We just return everything that's not in that name.
Don't return nothing. Don't return nothing. Because as I just said, the limited company is nothing to do with. Everything you've got, put it in a file, put it to the side, and just leave it there. Leave it to dust away. Because it's not you, it's the limited company. You are now the limited company. You're not the implied company. So disregard everything what was with that name before you. Because it's not your company. Why you want to go and own up to something that's not yours? You see?
Yeah, I don't.
There you go. So don't own up to that's what not yours. Because it's an implied company they was trying to force upon you. You claimed the limited company now, so they can't force the implied company onto you. The companies will try.
They don't know.
But the government won't.
So,
HMRC won't.
question.
Go ahead, sure.
if I heard right earlier, if I was to buy a car now, what would I use? My limited on the end of the money?
No, the thing about it, you can do, but you don't want to get. See, this is the difficulty. What the question? These are the kind of like difficult questions because we know the manufacturing certificate of origin exists. Yeah. But they don't want to give you the manufacturing certificate of origin. The car dealer will send that to the DVLA and the DVLA will claim the car. You're just a registered keeper of the number plate, not even the car.
Yeah, right. So I'll send back the number plate.
So why do you want to register it? Why don't you just buy a car from the manufacturer itself and tell the manufacturer to send you the manufacturing certificate? You don't have to go to a car showroom. The car showroom are programmed. If you go to the manufacturer, you're more likely to get the manufacturer certificate of origin because you're going them as a company. Remember, United Kingdom Limited is a company. So United Kingdom Limited could be a reseller. You can be a reseller as a limited company. So you can buy from a manufacturer because you're a limited company. And you can get the manufacturer certificate of origin. That's what that company does. It's no different. If the car companies are doing it, why can't you? Because you're a limited company like the car company. There's no difference.
Right.
Do you see? Because then you don't even have to tell them who is it belonging to.
That's true.
That's it. You don't answer to nobody. Still. The thing about it, if you're registering something, you're giving it away. That's all.
Yeah.
What are you giving it away for? That's it. That answers the question. I'm not giving my shit away. Sorry for the language, ladies.
Like, can I say something? If I had a mortgage and then I changed my name, do I have to pay that mortgage because I'm not that person anymore?
Well, the thing about it, you wouldn't have to pay the mortgage in the first place because the mortgage they gave you a contract, the name was in capital letters. So who was they giving the contract to? There you go. They gave the contract to the implied company. When you show them the birth certificate, your birth certificate is in uppercase and lowercase. How are they going to say that's you? Tell them to explain the acronym. Done. Go back to the language, bro.
Sure. Thank you.
Do you see? I didn't mean that in a disrespectful way, but you see what
I'm saying? No, it's fine.
Let's cut through the chase, bro, and just go straight for the jugular. Go straight for the jugular because that's what they would do to us. So let's do it to them.
And they can't foreclose on your property either, can they?
What can they do? They have to prove there's a contract in the first place.
Oh yeah, the contract, yeah. I'm with it now. I'm with it.
You see? Cool.
Brilliant.
Again, thanks for everybody for being here. Thank you again. It's been a good talk again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Not a problem, people, man. That's what it's about. Let's get this information out there.
Thanks for doing it.
I would say this, right, for everybody. You know what I did with her earlier on, and I said to her about what does that name say, and she said Hornseywood, yeah. And I said, okay, explain. Is it English? What language are you speaking? Start doing this to your friends. Start doing this with your friends because the more you do it with your friends, the more you practice it for yourself.
I've done it with my employers.
Perfect. So when you go to the authorities now and you're saying it to them, it's going to become natural to you. It's like we're learning a script for yourself. Do it with your friends. See how your friends react because you're going to catch your friends out as well. They might giggle at it, but you know the truth. But catch them out and see the reaction. You're giving yourself practice. So now when you go into the authoritative and you're talking to the person behind the counter, you ain't shaking. And your lip ain't quivering.
That's right. That's right.
You're going in there firm and direct and you're saying, we need to talk. Done. Where's the superintendent? Bring them, come. That's it. Exactly. I've got something to say. That's it. They're not expecting you to come in militant. They're expecting you to come in like a timid person because they forced fear upon you throughout your life to make you timid. But you're coming back and saying, nah, I ain't timid, bro. I ain't timid. I understand your game. That's it. I understand your game, man. Stop playing with me. You can't hustle a hustler.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
I hold it down. I could be ruthless if I want to be, but I don't. because I respect my people and I respect my parents, full stop. They brought me up. I was raised correctly. I had a good mother and father. Done, like all of you. We were raised correctly. So don't allow this deception to get the better of us. They are using the language to deceive us. Let's start understanding that, people. So how you doing, Gil?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I just have to ask, first question, who the hell are you?
Who?
Put it back on the ground.
You?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, let me just pull up. There you go. That's better. Yeah. Who are you, Jess, man?
who am I?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
come from out of nowhere, and it's just like you're just throwing these documents at me, and you ain't got a clue what you're throwing at me, but you're just like throwing some dangerous documents
No,
at
I'm
me.
just taking it off.
Ladies, gentlemen, I'll tell you now, right? Jessica, I asked Jessica earlier on, is she married, man? She said no. Guys, get in there, man. She's a top researcher.
She is a good researcher, I'll give her that.
Top researcher. How you doing anyway? Hello, everybody. Good evening. How are you all?
Good evening.
Hi, Stephen.
You all right?
Good evening.
So what we started with?
That's first question.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go on then, girl.
Rightio. We spoke about I've overheard things about the passports. Now, changing the name in the passports to include the business limited company name to travel.
The thing about it, I mean, I was having a conversation with a young lady earlier on, actually, and she mentioned to me that she didn't realize that when you buy yourself as a limited company, it goes into the Gazette as well. So, because it has to make you, it has to be made publicly known.
Okay.
But you don't have to pay for that, basically, like you would do a depot. Do you see what I'm saying? So, yeah, your name will be in the Gazette anyway as a limited company, because it has to let the public know that there's a new a legal entity just started on the earth, basically, and the public don't know about it. But yeah, I mean, but what got me with the little conversation there is like, because the conversation went kind of like, well, what happens if everybody finds out that you're the company and you can't do business? And I'm saying, well, the thing about it, again, as I said, it's a separate entity. Remember, everybody, we use a certified copy of an entry, so-called birth certificate, right?
Yes.
Now, the thing about it, you never knew there was a baptism certificate. That's the thing. So now you can go and use that baptism certificate, delete the certified copy of an entry birth certificate. Don't use that ever again. Go and open up a new bank account with your baptism certificate, because you got that from the church. You didn't get it from United Kingdom. You got it from City of London. That's a different jurisdiction.
Okay.
So now that's a new identification piece of ID you've got, because if the government and the passport and the Home Office and everybody else, they can recognize a deed poll, and the birth registrar is actually saying to you that a deed poll can change the passport, can change your birth certificate, can change a lot of things. So why can't a baptism certificate? Because if a deed poll can open up a bank account, why can't a baptism certificate?
Yeah. Interesting.
So the thing about it, when you was birthed into United Kingdom, you were birthed into there as an implied company.
Right.
You wasn't birthed into there as a man or a woman. You was birthed into there as a legal entity. Now your baptism is the Christian entity, which was baptized. You see, so that's the kind of, we're dealing with that. So anything we're doing now, okay, I contradicted myself before, because I said that the baptism certificate was a dead rabbit hole. But now I'm realizing that that's another form of identification that isn't in the jurisdiction of United Kingdom.
Yes.
Do you see?
Yes. I agree. I really do.
So because we have two jurisdictions, we have the City of London, which they agree they're not United Kingdom. And you have United Kingdom, and they agree they're not City of London. So if United Kingdom can give me a document, why can't City of London give me a document? City of London is with the church.
That's right.
United Kingdom is with the legal entity.
I hear you.
And that's the thing, where we've been entered into the United Kingdom. When you look at your birth certificate, as I said, it's not called a birth certificate. It's called a certified copy of an entry. And the question is, when you go and look at the etymology word of entry, it points to enter. Now, when it points to enter, it says something that can be entered into a book. So let's just keep that. Let's just keep that in note for a moment. When you was, because remember, it's a certified copy of an entry. So, yeah, use the baptism certificate for any of the things. I mean, I think I lost the trail of the question.
Okay, can I ask? So, for example, I've got my British passport in all the acronyms, blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
So I want something, as we overheard about the observation page.
Yes.
So for me to get that observation page filled, where it starts me, because I'm going to go for a rename on my current passport. So where it asks for your name and surname, their language, would I put the company down, or do I rewrite my name, obviously high case, low case, and then put the company address?
Well, the thing about it, I mean, there's a lot of discussion going on around that at the moment, because when we spoke to the passport people, basically, some of them say that because it's a company, you can get your director, which is you, to write a letter on behalf of the entity, which is you, to be able to travel under the company passport.
I hear you. Okay.
So the question is, and what you're saying there, what you just said, is don't tie yourself basically to the name, because it's a completely separate entity.
I understand that.
Again, it's not everything what you, as soon as you buy your limited company, right, you've done your reset. You've done your reset. You're not attached to that name ever again. Forget that. That's not you no more. So anything what was done with that name before the date you bought it as a limited company is nothing to do with you.
Okay.
It's not your issue, because there are no contracts.
Yes.
Because every contract what was made with an implied company.
Okay. Yeah.
Or an acronym. So or debased sign language.
I hear you.
Or legalese.
Yeah.
They're the only 4 ways we can write in capital.
Okay. I'll move you now.
I hope that answers your question for now.
I appreciate it.
That's okay, darling.
Fantastic.
That's okay. Also, I just want to have a word with everybody actually, because the reason I said about Jess sent me a really, I can't stop saying really, really important document. And I'm going to tell you how important this document is. It's going to blow off your heads. So pay attention. Right. She sent me a document. Yeah. Now, 1 second. Let me just see if I can find it. 1 second. Where did I put it? She sent me a document. I've already lost it. No, not really. She sent me a document. I nearly cried. At this document. Where is it? Let me open that. Whoa. Share screen. Can you see that?
Yes.
Can we all see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at the document. It's got 17 boxes on it. That's your birth certificate. That's a certified copy of an entry. It's actually called a particulars of birth. That's the form 1, what they use to make the birth certificate. They take this document and they print it onto a security instrument, which is given to you by the GRO, and they class that as your certified copy of an entry. It is not a legal document. It is a particulars of birth document. They add 2 lines to the sides and they block it off. So now when you look at your birth certificate, if you've got the 17-box birth certificate, it's exactly the same document.
Wow.
Wow,
That's Form 1, the particulars of birth. That is the document where they would have, your mother would have probably filled that out and sent it into the hospital. And they've taken that document and they've superimposed it onto a GRO instrument, calling it a birth certificate, but it's not. It's a certified copy of an entry. Your birth particulars of birth was entered into United Kingdom Limited register book. That's your birth particulars. It's not a legal document. It's not a certified copy of an entry. It's not a certificate of baptism.
What you usually they say you can't put your EPO into box 17. You say, well,
thank you, because it's not a legal document. This is just the particulars of birth.
Yeah.
How can they say that's your birth certificate? It's not.
Wow.
So have they committed fraud?
Biggest fraud. Fraud.
I wouldn't say it's fraud because they can do it within their legal system, because your mother and father has given them consent for us to be in their system as children.
Mm.
But now we're out and we're buying back the limited company. We can address this point as the limited company against the other limited company, which is United Kingdom Limited. Wow. This is what did. She went after United Kingdom because she was a limited company herself. Now, a limited company can go after another limited company if that limited company is doing wrong.
Wow.
And we can pull them up.
Wow.
But this is the document. There's 6 documents. 1 second. Let me close that one. Bear with me. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm just going to show you a quick jar for the second one, basically. So, and she given me 6 of these.
Just kept it
warm. Yeah. Now this one, basically Form 2. Sorry. Jessica, can you see the particular the partition, people wanted to get in? Can you just let them in at the top? Because I'm sharing my screen and I can't see. Sorry. Yeah, this is the declaration statement by the mother for the registration, registration of a birth. Now it's exactly the same document, near enough, but this is the declaration, what the mother has to make out to say that basically, remember when you do your depot, you have to have a declarant. You have to have this is the declarant form. This is Form 2. 1 second, let me just form, okay. And this is allowed to look at this. This is Form 3, and they're telling you they can't give you a certificate that was given in baptism. How come they've got it? And that's number 3. That's only number Form 3. But that's your certificate of name given in baptism. That's the blue document.
It's printed in black, that one.
Yes. But that's just them showing it on the form because they don't want you to realize that the blue one's there. And it's printed on robin nest colored egg paper. That's the ecclesiastical. Look at the bottom, it says signature. It's the officiating minister. Thank you, Jessica, for holding that up. That's the blue. That's the color of that document. That's the certificate of name. Now, that is a legal document because that comes from the church and they have to write that information on that document from the blue document. And then they send the blue document to the Vatican. So they keep this white one and they send the blue one to the Vatican. That's why the Vatican's got everything. And all they're doing is putting your particulars of birth down on a certified copy of an entry. Jessica, I love this woman.
Amazing. Well done, Jessica.
I love Jessica too.
Well done.
Brilliant.
Well done.
I took all she knows.
Now this is number 4. And now what does this say? Certificate that name was given otherwise than in baptism. So this is also a legal document. So it doesn't matter if you was baptized or not. You still can get a legal document that gives you your Christian name. Remember, your Christian name, remember what I said last time in one of the other meetings. You've got 3 date of births. The first date of birth is the date you was born. I'm going to give myself an example. I was born in June 1970. Now, my mother must have got that form and filled it out, and they registered my name in August 1970. And they're giving me that document. Now, the thing about it, they've just given me my full name in August 1970, but my Christian name hasn't been legally certified yet. So how can they give me my Christian name if it hasn't been legally certified? I'm walking around as a sinner because I haven't been christened. So I'm walking around in the evil domain because I haven't been christened, and I'm walking around with a non-christened name because they're going off my date of birth, not off the registration of the certificate of name given in baptism. So we're all walking around as dead entities because we haven't been born yet via the church. This is the problem. Now we know. I don't know what else to say. Anybody want to ask any questions? That's all I've got to say, really. I mean, my head's blown off. Thank you, Jessica.
So with regards to it being, like they said I looked up something the other day about baptism, being it has to be registered within the 12 months. That just doesn't have no bearing now whatsoever.
No, because they wanted that registration for the 12 months so they can put it on form 1.
I've got my baptism certificate.
Good.
So.
Your date. So basically, sorry, let me carry on what I was saying there. So the first date of birth was June 70. The registered date in box 15 would be August 70. Now they're giving me that document to run around as a birth certificate, and I haven't even been christened yet. Remember, the document's called Certificate of Name Given. Certificate of Name Given. You don't even have a name because the name hasn't been given to you yet by Christ. Now Christ is coming back. Christ returns. The Christian name returns because you're using your baptism Christ name to go and open up everything you need to open up, your reset. This is just I'm just the speaker. I'm just the messenger. I can only see what I see and speak this. If you agree, that's cool. If you don't agree, that's cool. I can only put the truth of my truth forward to you. That's it. You make your own dealings off it. This ain't legal talk. This ain't nothing. I ain't giving no legal help, nothing. I'm just talking my truth. That's it. Yeah. So this is what I can't understand it. My head's hurting, man, because these forms. Wow. 30 years, man, I've been studying this and it's just come now.
It's not full time.
That's a
all in
blessing.
divine time.
Believe me, all in the right time. Sorry, I didn't mean to take up the time there, but if anybody wants to chat, please talk to me because I can't really think at the moment because my head's still on that. I'll think about something else. I'll come back to you.
Could you put some of the copies in the group as well?
Yeah. Jess, cool, yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, cool.
Right.
Brilliant, thanks.
Is everybody on the...
ask?
Yeah, go on.
Hi. Can I ask, is it significant that it says on those forms that you've just put up, it says certificate that name was given? Is that significant? Because that's, I mean, I'm not very good at English, but does that...
Well, it could do. That's the thing. See, it's really good that you point out that because this is what I keep saying to people. We have to look at things word for word. Language is so important. Yeah. They're deceiving us with language. It's very important. How can you write my name down in capital letter words and not class it as an acronym within the English language? What game are you playing with me? Full stop. You want to write it down in capital letters, it can be sign language, but it's a debased version of sign language because you've taken out the hyphens. So what game you're playing with me? It can't be ancient Latin because ancient Latin went out 200 years ago. They're bringing back Latin now, but they're bringing Latin with lowercase letters. What game you're playing with me? This is the thing. And the only other way you can write is company titles. All companies are written in capital letters. what game you're playing with me. Now, the only language I speak is English, so I can only read it as an acronym. Game over. That's what you say to them. If they're saying it's legal language and it's legal talk and it's legally written, then ask them to explain the legal definition of each word.
Yeah. Can I ask another question?
Certainly, darling.
I'm very grateful for all what you've done. You've really just took the lid off my head with all this, so I'm really grateful. For those of us that are a little bit older and have the 10-box birth certificate, have you got anywhere with that? It's separate, isn't it? Because we don't have the two names joined together and they're written in lower normal case.
There you go. So you don't have a legal name.
No,
Everybody
not
got
on
10.
that. But
There
like
you
you
go.
said, if you said the last legal thing that you did, so if we've got a passport, is that the last legal thing that we did? So we are in it because it's all caps.
Not necessarily, because the passport was created from the document in the first place.
Oh, right.
The thing about it, if you was given a document from the Royal Courts of Justice, for example, that is classed as the top document.
Right.
The reason they give you a passport, the reason they give you a driving license, because it's different from the birth certificate.
Okay.
Do you see? And they want to capture the capital letter name. And they want to give you the capital letter name on the passport and the driving license and allow you to consent with that.
Yeah, but so I'm confused with this because like you said, that legal name was never captured on that. Where are we, the people that were born before the changes in the late 60s?
You're not there. You're free. You don't have a legal entity. They created one for you in your ignorance, or in our ignorance, should I say. They created it for us. That's why if we capture if we capture the full name now via deed poll, then we capture the whole name itself. So now we capture the legal name, you see.
Okay, so just covering all bases, basically, do the same process.
There you go.
Thank you.
Just on that point, could I join in? Can you hear me okay?
Certainly. How you doing, Vic?
Carl, it's my first time with the group, so...
Hi, Vic. That's mine. That's I.
I'm the same as the previous lady. I have a long birth certificate, which just has the given Christian name on it. But then I also have a short birth certificate, which was done shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
Which has my name in all capital letters in the name and surname format.
Okay, so when we look at them two documents, each document you get will be called different things. The small document you've got, which they give you and they want everybody to have, that's the short form. That's called a certificate of birth, but it doesn't have your particulars on it. So that's just a document to birth you into United Kingdom Limited. That's it. That's why it's a certificate of birth, to birth you into the United Kingdom. When you get the long form, which you've got, that's a certificate that's a certified copy of an entry of birth. You see, there are two different titles on the documents itself. Now that's got your birth particulars on it, and they're making an entry. It's not a it's not a certificate of birth. It's an entry. Once they made that entry, they then made the birth certificate for the legal entity. That's why your name's written in capital, which is the legal entity they made the birth certificate for, or certificate of birth for the legal entity name in capital letters. But on your long form, your name will be in uppercase and lowercase, and you won't have a surname.
Yeah.
See what they've done? They've created a legal entity, and you don't even have a legal entity on your long form. So how can they create the legal entity on the short form? If your father's name's in a different box, you can't remove one name from one box and place it in another box and say it's the name. No, you can't. That's illegal. That's what they're doing. What's up, Mike?
One other quick question I've always wondered, because I've looked at the birth certificates for 3 or 4 years now, and in box 1, there's always a number. Do you know what that number's for?
In box 1?
I've seen on lots of certificates.
Well, box 1 is your date of birth. Above
No,
that,
it's not.
above that, you've got
No,
your
it's not.
NHS number.
There's a column before then,
And
which
what,
has a number in it.
what's the title of it?
Give me a second, I'll pull it up and
All right,
tell
sorry.
you. Hold
There's
on.
one. Thank you. I don't box number a number. I think that's your your hospital number, because on the 17 box one, in the
NHS number.
yeah,
It is.
If it's in the 17 box one in the top left hand corner,
Yeah.
there's no
It's
number
NHS.
boxes, but I think it says a number 180 or well, I've got a number 180, KT 180 or whatever. So I think it's just a hospital number. Sorry.
I can just verify just to show you this.
Thank you, Andrew.
So here you'll see this is my medical card when I was born.
Perfect.
Okay? And it's
Yeah.
and on here you can see the number 125.
There you go.
Does that
So
stay
that's,
with
your,
you?
that's your hospital medical number, basically.
This NHS number, by the way, everybody's NHS, they've all changed. You've all changed them to 10-digit.
Right. Now, the thing about it, what you're pointing out there, when you get your birth notification form, the actual form they create first in the hospital, the BNF01 form, on the top of that form is, actually, I might even have it on this here, actually, I might do it.
The NHS number is the first number, is the first thing that you're logged with.
Yes, and they actually and what do they call it, Andrew? They call it a case number. That's what it is. It's called a case number. So you are just a case.
And that's what was created. That's what you create the birth entry, the birth certificate with.
There you go. And then they give you numbers off that number, but they don't give you that number. Like you just pointed out there, they give you 125.
You can't find that. That number is no longer on their system.
Do you see? But because the case number is, they can now use that case number and give you a different number. It's very much like a deed poll, if we look at it. You can have your first name, but then you can go and change the deed poll name and have a different name. Same thing. They've done it themselves, though. But they change the number. They get rid of the old numbers, as Andrew was just pointing out, and they will probably give you a new number off the case number, very much like a UTR number and your national insurance number. Do you see? Once you change something, you're not that entity anymore. You're a completely separate entity. So it's a completely different thing. Thank you, Andrew. Do you want to carry on saying something, Andrew? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just a couple of things. So on the basis of the name in box 10, is that worthy still bothering doing?
The thing about it, what I'm trying to get my head around, like everybody else, because I haven't passed this position at the moment, but I believe that box 17 or box 10, because you're the corporate now as a limited company, I believe you can put your company name in that box and draw take-ins for your company. Because I think that, for example, if you go to a mortgage company, you're going to give them a birth certificate. That birth certificate is going to have a strike through box 10 or box 17. Now, when the mortgage company gives that to the bank has your particulars, so they can go and order one. Anyone can go and order a birth certificate from you if they've got your information. The mortgage company's got your birth certificate. They give that to the bank. The bank go and order one. When they get that one, because I'm a limited company now, when I order a birth certificate, my box 17 is empty. I don't have a strike through it. So now I can write my company name in there and claim off my natural resources with that company name relating to that date of birth name on that certified copy of an entry. That's a theory. But it's one of the only serious.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to run some theories by you because
yeah, sure.
my mind moves over time too. So first of all, I've got the Baptist certificate. I was baptized within 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
I just got that back today.
Perfect.
And it's with my name in uppercase, lowercase, so it's all good.
Sorry, before you go any further, do you have two Christian names or one Christian name?
One.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Yeah, one Christian name, so it's just one, but it's the name's on the certificate is in the uppercase, lowercase, as you see on there, but except it doesn't have the full colons. But that's the name is on my baptism certificate. Now the other side
is that in uppercase and lowercase?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Because the thing about it, you see, this is what I'm trying to put my head around. Everybody who's got their document done within the first 12 months, the baptism, that is, they seem to be having a birth certificate or certified copy of an entry with their name in uppercase and lowercase. Do you see? Whether it's a 17 box or not. Because they're looking for that's the living entity. What was done through the church in the first year. So they must have got to certify the certificate of name given in baptism to be able to register that. So they leave the name in uppercase and lowercase because it's a living entity within the first year it was baptized. So this is what brings me to put in your company. When you get your limited company, you can put your limited company name, because remember, it's a legal document. Only a legal entity can go on a legal document. I don't think a living entity can go on a legal document. Do you see? We've got to look at what they're dealing. We're dealing in legal. Remember, there's two jurisdictions. There's law, there's legal. Everything they're doing is in legal. What we're doing is in law. Because if we take facts, what can't stand in a court? Facts can't stand in a court. So they won't accept you coming into the court if you say that the fact is an acronym. You won't get taken into court because that's the fact. Fact can't be tried in court.
We can't.
Game over. Do you see? So this is the thing. So again, it's just, how are they dealing with this? Are they dealing with this with it's a legal document? So whatever's, I'm seeing it, so whatever's on that legal document has to be legal. My limited company is a legal entity. So my legal company can go in that box 17 to make joinder with the legal paperwork. Do you see? It's not a lawful document. So a living entity wouldn't go on a lawful on a legal document. It'll go on a lawful document, but not a legal document.
Lawful to legally, right?
I can see that as doing it, and that, because the other way, like I said, the other way, because you can go onto the government website, yeah, you can go onto their website and you can make a lasting power of attorney.
Right.
So what I was looking at doing, because if it was a company trust, I mean, it's a private limited company, yeah, so it's under Divine Limited, yeah, so it's a private limited company. But you can also make company trust, a trust company. Now, I could make the all counts, the donor, to give the full power of attorney over to Andrew Divine Limited.
Yes.
Trust company. And now
but that's still the legal fiction. And you don't own the legal fiction.
Because I'm the director. So basically, because like what you're saying, you're in the legal world, and no fact can ever be heard or tried in a court of law. So therefore, they can own this from corporate to corporate. Yeah, corporate can't contract with a man.
That's right.
So what I'm stating here is the fact that now I've got my corporate to deal with my implied corporation. So I've got my express corporation with my implied corporation that now has become one because it's got complete power of attorney over.
Yes.
And I'm speaking for my corporation. So I can speak as...
Totally. But what you're doing, you're writing on behalf of Andrew Divine Limited.
Yeah.
You're the director.
Correct, yeah. So
and
I'm
speaking. As I said in one of the last conversations, the trust, see, everybody's getting caught up in trust, but your limited company is actually the trust itself in the private. Because if you go and make a trust in the public, the trust will be private, yes. But if that trust was to ever do anything, it would have to get a UTR number and turn into a LLP, which is a limited liability partnership. Now, the liability in that is yourself, because you haven't taken yourself out. And that's why you're keeping it in the public. The trust is in the private, yes, but you're not in the private yet. Once you buy the limited company, you then go in the private, then the trust, you don't need the trust because the limited company is the private. If you get a trust in your limited company, if me and you, Andrew, we set up partnership, and me and you set up a limited company, I could set up a trust in that limited company so you couldn't get hands on it, and you could set up a trust in that limited company. But because there's two of us, we're setting up the trust to guard against each other. You don't need to set up a trust for yourself if it's only yours, because that is the trust. And anything that goes into it cannot be touched because it's not incumbent to the United Kingdom or any other office. Yeah, so whatever you have now would automatically go under your limited company name. So yes, your limited company now is power of attorney, the director.
What
I'm looking at, I mean, so obviously on the grounds is like the birth certificate, the certificate number, and every other numbers and derivatives that's created from that certificate number is the accounts that obviously is the inheritance, or what should be in the pot. If that pot was, not that I'm looking for money, I'm just saying that this is it. That's what they're all salvaging, yeah.
Yes.
So therefore, that is there. So by creating the Andrew Devine Limited and making that an express trust, in what way does Andrew Devine now disappear and morph into Andrew Devine Limited? There must be, in my logics, there's got to be something that's something's got to happen to transfer that over.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, well, that's what they do. But I mean, like, if I get what you're saying, it's like, now, Andrew, remember, Companies House will only allow there to be one name in capital letters. That's it. So no one else.
It's not on Companies House, is it? Limited is on Companies House.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So if Limited is on Companies House, well, that's all you need to worry about. Forget it. Because how can you, what is Andrew Devine? You still haven't explained, is it an acronym? Is it a company? Is it legalese? Is it, what language are you using when you use the name without a status at the end of it?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, or let's put it down to the birth certificate then. The birth certificate or the other items that were created from it to nullify that. The birth certificate's still there.
Sure.
The difference then is, I guess, rather than because of what I was talking about, the power of attorney here, of giving, because obviously corporations can't speak, yeah? So obviously only corporations can hear other corporations. So therefore, yeah, then is the same, because Limited's got full power of attorney and I'm speaking for the, but if you're putting, is that what you're trying to say in box 10?
Yeah.
Are you trying to say so if I was in the box 10 rather than hand in the but it's not saying that, is it? On the birth certificate it's saying about the baptism or certificate of name, unless certificate of name is your express trust and you're certifying your name in the company.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it, as I said earlier on, it's like it depends on what document you want to use as identification. If you want to use your baptism certificate as identification, then you're going to use the ecclesiastical document. If you're going to use the certified copy of an entry, you're going to use the UK Limited Systems certificate. They want you to use that one. That's why they don't tell you about the baptism certificate, because they don't want you running and using your ecclesiastical account, because they're using it on your back. Every time you order a birth certificate, they're using it off you. They don't want you going using it. That cuts them out the loophole. You don't need the middleman. It's tricky because, I mean, I try not to get involved with the legal too much. I'm trying to stay in law because I'm only dealing with facts. Legal is just theoretical. So I stay away from theory because that can just lead you around in circles and circles and circles. So if I've got a fact, like what name are you writing as capital letters, that's a fact. They have to answer that question first. If they don't, they create the estoppel. And on top of that, going on what you're saying with the birth certificates and everything else, well, for everybody. Remember, when you're in the legal system and you're doing anything, you have to make.
Well, yeah, I'm on a meeting in a minute. So.
Yeah, you have to make a record or an account of every document you send out. So that's the thing about it. If you go and ask them, you go in as a limited company and say, right, how many documents have gone out with this name on it?
Yeah.
They would have to provide you a list and an account of all the documents and all the birth certificates that they sent out. Now you have an account for whatever's gone out there. And all them documents are share documents from mining companies, as we see from Fidelity.com on the share stock. Do you see? So we know them, as you're saying, with the accounts, we'll make this number, make that number, make this, and it's all attached.
Did you hear me?
So it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because
that's the bit that I was trying to get, how to get access to find out. Because I mean, it's getting you trust. You know, it's getting your an audit on what's been going down, getting the full audit on your account. But obviously, I can't speak for Andrew Devine because I'm a living man and they're a fiction, and they can only hear the fiction. So by creating the corporation, you know, and giving the power of attorney of my fiction to my corporation, where I can now speak for it as a corporation.
There you go.
As a corporation, to the corporation, to get the full accounting of my corporation.
There you go.
The unlimited. That's what I was looking at.
This is it. That's why I say to everybody, I've drafted up a few basic letters, and I've said basically in the letter, just very basic, written to the company, like say Gas, or well, actually DVLA, and I've written to Julie Leonard, and I said to her, John Henry Doe Limited is going into transfer of ownership. If there's any contracts that you may have, could you please send them over so we have a copy of our files before we transfer? That's it, director. Send that to them. If they've got a contract with the limited company, they will write to you, but they won't have a contract. So they're not going to write to you, but you've just created evidence in asking that company if they've got a contract with your company. And if they don't have a contract, then how can they ask you for anything? Because there can only be one company with that capital letter name. And you've got it as an expressed company, not implied. So who are they looking for when it goes into the court of law? They can't look for it because it won't be pulled in there because you have the fact. They're chasing the implied. They're chasing the ghost. You have a fact, so it won't be tried in the court. Yep. You see, I see where you're coming from, Andrew. It's still madding my head up. So I can't really do anything until December because I get my depot back in December. So once I get that, then I can look what's going on.
Yeah, I'll just have to do my thing. The other thing is about the passport as well, because that's the other side to it. Because I mean, if the other side to that is obviously because the passports that we know, has anybody else seen a diplomatic passport?
I haven't seen one. No.
Has anybody got a photograph of a No.
I heard they were blue.
No, one with D in it. Because I mean, obviously, as it is, as we know, the one with P has got the other.
Turn off your mic, bro.
It would be very interesting to know whether, if it's got a D in there, your name's going to be uppercase, lowercase.
That's it. Because you got A, you got D, and you got P. Plebeian, diplomat, aristocrat.
Yeah.
So what's C then?
C.
C. What's the C?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Same. I'm trying to work that one out.
Where's that? Where's that in?
It's in the passport. I've seen it in a passport, so I don't know what the C is.
Okay. It might be company. It might be corporation. We don't know.
There you go. That could
I
be.
thought it was a child. I don't know.
No, a child wouldn't have one. A child wouldn't have a passport. It'll come under the parent's passport.
Where did you see it? Did you see what it had in there?
I've seen it in a kid's passport.
Oh, right, okay.
Let's see.
Children have, children do have their own passport. Before, when first time I travelled, I was on my mum's passport.
Right.
But now, children have to have their own passport.
Okay.
Was
the child younger than 7 years of age?
They were between 2 and 12, if I remember. But I've seen a C in it, and obviously I've never seen it in any of mine. So I just wondered what the C was for.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if it's because he's younger than 7 years of age before it turns into a P.
That's it.
That's all I'm thinking in my head.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they might put it down as a C. Possibly. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but the other thing is that is like, you know, for the passport, then if you're sending in the company. The company, you know, your limited company documents for as your birth certificate instead of your birth certificate to create the passport. Then is the passport going to be just strictly for the company, or would it? Because I mean, obviously, if you're a diplomat,
the thing about it, I mean, again, the thing what I would question first is, you're saying you're giving me a passport. So why is the name written as an implied company in the passport? If it's written as an implied company already, why can't you put LTD on the end of it? If you're writing it as a company already. And if you're not writing it as a company, what language are you using? It must be an acronym or legalese. Do you see? We have to get them on that. That's why I'm saying stop digging too deep into the legal and trying to find out the reason. Let's capture them on why have you written my name in capital letters? Done. That kills the conversation. That destroys every argument, and they can't go no further than that. I don't even discuss anything else until you just tell me what the acronym is. That's it. Don't move, don't budge, don't budge from that point. Because how can you come in here and deceive me with my own language? You're coming in, you're deceiving me with my own language. You're using an English acronym to put me down in my passport. Hold up, explain to me what each one of them letters mean, or give me the definition of that acronym, because I ain't got a clue. And if you're saying it's legal, now give me the legal definition of each one of them words, because it's not going to be in the legal dictionary. So where did you get that legal word from? Destroy them with the language first, then we talk about legal after.
Do we know anybody that's created the passport with their limited company?
Not what I know of, no. But what we have been told, if you do want to get your name in a company passport, the director has to write the letter to give permission for that entity to be entered into the company passport. So you can be the director of your company, Andrew, and you can say, right, I want this entity registered on my company passport, and they'll stamp your observation page. This is what's being said. Whether it can be done or whoever's doing it, I don't know, but this is what's been spoken about in the legal world. As I said, I don't step too much in the legal world. I try and stay in law.
Yeah.
I deal with facts.
Same as, I mean, so that's why I keep asking if anyone's done it. Like, I want to know if there's any actual. So that there's any. So nobody yet has got the box 10 or box 17.
Are you asking? Sorry, Andrew. Are you asking how to get a diplomatic passport?
No, I'm asking if you do that, does it turn it into a diplomatic passport? Would that then turn it into a diplomatic passport?
It should do. It should do, because you're not. It's like having a stateless passport, isn't it? You're not in any jurisdiction. You're taking yourself out of the jurisdiction. You're not in the jurisdiction of United Kingdom. Remember, the passport, on the front of your passport, it says United Kingdom. So anybody who carries that passport belongs to United Kingdom Limited.
You know, you said the stateless passport, and just another point on that. On your stateless passport, does it have that in the front of it?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what it has on it.
Because I mean, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Totally.
I agree.
Totally. And that's the thing about it. If you get a stateless passport, then you're not in any jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go and get that passport with your certificate of baptism, rather than the certified copy of an entry, birth certificate. Because if you give them a United Kingdom Limited birth certificate, they're going to give you a United Kingdom Limited entities passport. If you give them a certificate of baptism document from the church, they're going to give you a passport for the church. It's a different jurisdiction. You're giving them two different jurisdiction documents, so they can't give you the same. They can't give you the same passport for the same. You see, for different jurisdictions, they've got to give you one or the other.
Yeah.
So why would they have jurisdictions?
Yeah, I was wondering whether to. Well, I was wondering. First of all, because if box 10, if you created a passport with box 10 or box 17 completed.
That's it.
Whether that would make the difference, or whether to create the passport with the baptism certificate, whether that would make a difference, or whether to open to create a passport.
Well, the thing about it, if we go and get a passport, we've got to look at what document will be required to obtain a passport. That's the question. What document would be required? Now, if they're saying that a certificate of baptism, a certificate of name not given in baptism, or a deed poll can get you a passport, then that means one of them 3 documents or any of them 3 documents can get you any other legal document required to do whatever. Because if it can get you a passport, it can get you a bank account. Do you see? Because the passport can get you a bank account, but if your certificate of baptism can create a passport, then your certificate of baptism can create a bank account. But the certificate of baptism is not from United Kingdom. So you're not putting yourself forward as a United Kingdom citizen with their document. You're putting yourself forward as a church Christian, a man of God.
Sorry. On that note then, if the City of London is ecclesiastical, could you then use your baptismal certificate in the City of London?
There you go.
They
gave it to you. So the thing about it, as I said to you, when I went and asked the birth registrar in the United Kingdom, and I asked the City of London, LMA, London Metropolitan Archives, in 2 different jurisdictions, when I sent them all an email at the same time, the UK registrar wrote back to me and said, nah, you don't want to go over to City of London. No, you won't find anything over there. But then I turned around to them and said to them, well, that's funny, because I just got an email saying that I can get my baptism certificate from there. Remember, United Kingdom Limited is a country, is a limited company country. City of London is a country like the Vatican, and it's also a limited company. The thing about it, if one company gives information away of another company, that can cause a war. Now, United Kingdom is not going to give any information about City of London, because that can cause a war between United Kingdom and City of London. They're not going to tell you what documents are in City of London. City of London won't tell you the documents, what's in United Kingdom. You have to go and search it for yourself, I'm afraid. But because we're in United Kingdom, the United Kingdom won't tell us about City of London. A lot of us didn't even know that City of London wasn't even United Kingdom. We thought it was all the same.
So can I ask a question?
Certainly.
When you say you can use your baptism certificate to open a bank account, what will need to be? What would you need to go with that for that to happen?
When you went and opened your bank account with your birth certificate, what did you take? You just took your birth certificate.
I don't even remember using my birth certificate, if I'm honest.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you go to the bank now, right? They would. When I went and opened my bank account when I was younger, I went just with my birth certificate. I tried to open a bank account a few months ago, just a normal bank account, and they didn't want a birth certificate. They wanted your passport or your driving license, because it's got your ID face on it, and you're attaching this legal entity with a face now.
Yeah.
They don't want the birth certificate. But if you tell them, I don't have a passport, don't have a driving license, they have no option but to use the birth certificate. It's the same thing as your baptism certificate, but they don't want to give you your baptism certificate. It's still a legal document that can be used to open up legal entities' things.
Okay.
You see, but the United Kingdom wants it to open it from it. It doesn't want you to open it from City of London.
Okay.
Sorry, they do ask for two forms of identification, like a water bill or as well when you open an account.
Perfect. Yeah, but if you've got the baptism certificate, that's going to be your main one. The one is secondary, just to give them the ID that the name and address is correct.
Right. Okay.
You see, but your initial main ID would be the birth document, whatever birth document you take, whether it's the baptism, whether it's the copy or certified copy.
The utility bills would also be in your corporate name.
This is it.
But I think you'll find with the certificate of an entry of birth, they've got unique numbers that reference them. They use to securitize it.
Yeah. But
your my baptismal certificate, or the one that I got, because like Andrew, I sent off to the church that I was baptized in, and they sent me a copy, but it's not identified with a particular like a registered number, but it's got an entry number within their register.
Yes, and that's what you can find on Birth, Deaths and Marriage, Free BMD, that website. You can go in there, put your name, and you can find yourself in the archive of the book, what volume number, what page, blah, blah, blah.
You can actually see the picture of the entry. You can, you can actually get a JPEG
that's right.
of the book that has your details recorded in the registry.
And also, if you was born and your parents had different surnames, for example, my parents, my mum was, my father was. So if I go and look up as my surname, I'll still find my name as with the surname. If I go and look up, I find my surname with, you see, but they point to the same document in the same book number, on the same book page, in the same location. Even though my surnames are different, they will point to the same thing. So that's where it brings me back to the particular Form 1. You see?
My baptist, my copy of certificate of baptism doesn't have any numbers on it.
Sorry, yeah, that's it. There won't be, because remember, your baptism certificate isn't a share document. The GRO document, which is a watermarked document, is a share document, and that's got a number on it, and it's got letters which relate to the company, what's the mining company, where they're getting the share and the resources from. But it's just your birth particulars from Form 1, as we looked at earlier. Form 1 are the birth particulars. So they've taken just your birth particulars. That's not a certificate of name or a legal document of anything. That hasn't been signed off by the church or anything like that. That's just for them, creating you as an entity within there, and they're giving you your birth date. It's on the top of the one. Let me show you again. On top of one, as you pointed out earlier on. Oh, sorry. You got the NHS number, and then the birth and the entry number or whatever, blah blah blah, and then it starts the numbers of the 17 boxes or the 10 boxes, like it did on the 10 box. You got that number, which is just the hospital number. But yeah, I mean, like, again, now Jessica has sent me this form. In a certain sense, it's just thrown the lid right open, and it's made me really understand, okay, they're using the particulars of birth, but they're not using a proper legal certified proper document, legal document to give us our Christian name. We don't have a Christian name, because it's that document, that date on that document. As I said, my christening never happened until 1972. So I wasn't given my name until I was 2 years old. I don't have a name. So how can they give me a name from 1970? Because my mum wrote it down on a birth particular form, but it didn't get legally recognized until 1972.
I don't know can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just would like to touch upon something that I'd heard in the talks before today, and it was the word gister, and I'm not sure who was talking because I couldn't see their face, but they sounded like they were black. Okay, so basically I think it was the guy that was helping you out when you were talking to other people. So basically they talked about the word gister, yeah, because for me, when I got into common law and stuff, I used to talk about the word register, and I thought it was to do with regis, yeah, and that you were signing yourself over to the crown. But when you look at the etymology of the word gister, was actually a person within your communities, because just touching upon what you are all saying now, the ways that they like collect information about the individual are becoming more and more specific, like to the context. So, like, you know, before you used to live in a borough or whatever, so you were the son of David. Yeah, so that was your surname, and so maybe you were a Cooper, like you used to make barrels, so you got the surname Cooper,
or a blacksmith,
so
or whatever.
This is very like non-context specific when you think about organizing information to do with people. So then, like, to really, so getting back to the word gister was like a person that like cattle get marked or whatever.
Yeah.
So the gister was the person that marked the cattle to make it more context specific, because otherwise you would be David, son of David that lived by the hill or whatever. Yeah, so then that's non-specific. So how can we tag you? How can we mark you? And it becomes more and more context specific all the time, like, to do with your postcode. It's like a military thing, isn't it? Where do you live? Where exactly do you live? Then you've got the postcode. Then you've got unique tax reference number and everything. And when you think about like these people that their jobs are just, mining data or whatever, they have to get more and more specific about little things in your life that can mark you out. So you're not just like, I was the Cooper that lived by the hill. So then they make this entity, the surname, and then the Christian name, and then they attach the two to make it context specific, whereas before it wasn't.
That's it.
But it's always to do, I think, with because they want something out of you.
Of course. Do you see the screen, Matty? Andrew told just he said it's a recorder of livestock and other things. What you're saying there, definitely.
Yeah, and it's like when you understand the language that you're speaking, and like, I'm not a grammarian. I hated grammar. Okay, I've tried to study it. I've tried to do the David Wynn Miller thing and all that, and I go like, this is not turning me on at all. Even though I understand it, yeah, and I understand the
I understand
perception.
you full on.
Yeah, but the thing is that, all the things that they've skipped us, because if you think of if there's another thing like called the social contract, and the social contract is that you abide in a society that has this entity called the estate, because you want to abide by the rules given to this estate by a contract, which is the way that we act, basically, which is in accordance with our nature, because we are nature, and no law exists without nature. There was nature first, yeah. It's not the chicken or the egg. Maybe it is. Maybe both of them came at the same time. I don't know, because I wasn't there. But that's where we reside now. We reside in this place where everything, that even when I'm talking to you now, it's social contract. It's within these laws of society that are inherent to us, that we want to abide by, like being nice, for example, not being evil. I'm going to talk to you and I want to be nice because I understand that I'll get more out of it. But so we have this social contract, which then makes this thing called the state, which is supposed to look after the contracts that we make with each other and that we want to abide by. So a contract in that simplistic sense is just something beautiful that you want to happen and that you want someone else to look over, but it's far from it these days. Like, it's 100% in the other the other direction. They want you to contract by duplicit means with a false language to start with it. Like, this is totally insane.
Can I ask?
It's not really, hiya, thank you. It's not really a question. It's just something to think about. It's called Canons 2057. Trust. It's the secret trust, the law. I'll read it to you. Hold on. It says, any administrator or executor that refuses to immediately dissolve a SESQV trust, or if the man, woman wants to take control upon their private person, establishing their status and competency, the fiduciary is guilty of fraud and fundamental breach of their fiduciary duties, requiring their immediate removal and punishment. Now, at the bottom of this form, it also says you have 3 choices. 1, do nothing and stay as a UK, US, Canadian, Commonwealth citizen, slave. 2, cancel the bond and be free. Or 3, claim the bond, control it, collect your stolen futures, and make cash by your signature and be free. Now that is trust, the secret trust law, Canons 2057.
Excellent, excellent. I think that relates to what one of the ladies was speaking about in the meeting a few weeks back, where she said she went to a meeting and the guy went across the road basically, and they had that he got his trust or whatever, 40 grand a month, and one other woman was on the run. I think they must have tapped into that, because what you're saying there relates to that. Just came straight to my mind. So I think that document is yeah. Somebody sent me did you, Jessica, send me bits and pieces of the 206 as well earlier on?
Yes.
See, a wealth of information.
That was me. I gave that all to her.
Okay, excellent. There you go. See, there you go. Lovely, excellent.
Teamwork.
We're all working together.
That's the one.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, right, when you go and hand in all your documentation, you can also put that 2057 in there as well, just to shake them up a bit.
You could do, but again, that's all legal because you're dealing in their legal world. You might not have to remember when you bought the limited company, you were recognized as a living entity straight away.
Yes.
Because Companies House recognizes you as a man or a woman, the living entity. Companies House recognizes you as that. So you don't need to do any legal. They've done it all for you. That you don't need to do it.
Okay. So now you're saying is the new forms that Jesse's found, 1, 2, 3, and 4, those are the ones that we can deal with, yeah?
Yeah, because they basically show that it's actually our birth certificate, so called, is actually only a particulars of birth form. That's it.
Right. Okay, great.
And it's not, and the thing, it's not a legal certificate to say that is our document that gave us our name. So it can't be used as a legal document. It's not a legal document. It's not a legal certificate. It can't be used from that date. I have to now use, if I want to be a Christian, God-fearing figure with a date of birth, I have to now use 1972 because that's when I was baptized. That's when my name was legally given to me, if they really want to go legal. But I'm going lawful because the church gave me that on that date. So I'm going to go with the church. So thank you. I'm 2 years younger.
Got baptized on Sunday.
Sorry?
I only got baptized on Sunday.
Did you? Excellent, excellent, excellent. But the thing about it, it's like we can all go and do that because you will get a normal baptism certificate, which is like a compliment slip. And it's written in all boxes and in capital letters anyway. But your original certificate of name given in baptism is the one we should be chasing, which we've seen earlier on. Jess held it up earlier on, the blue one. Where did you get that blue one from, Jess?
Actually,
I was thinking because I got baptised within the same month of what I brought my limited company, so that's well within the year.
Very true, very true, very true. But that's for the legal entity. That's for the living. You done it back to front. You done it at the same time for the legal entity, not for the living entity.
Oh.
Perfectly done. Perfectly done.
Honestly, just as a newbie and for my friend as well, could you by any chance summarize the process of what to do so I am the law?
For the limited company?
Yes.
Yeah, basically what you're doing, you're just go into Companies House and you just want to just buy the limited company name. That's it. Buy your name, what's on your birth certificate, and claim that name. Because at the bottom of your birth certificate, it says, warning, this is not a form of identification. This is what brings me back to the particulars of birth, because it's not identification. And then also it says Crown copyright. So the Crown holds the copyright to that document. So if they're holding the copyright to that document, they're holding the rights to the copyright to your name. So you go and claim the name back from the Crown. So that's what you're doing. So once you do that, it puts you into the private, basically. Now you're the private person. That's part of the answer anyway. What was the next one?
Then HMRC and all of that nonsense gets involved. I don't want any legal stuff involved.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, once you do that, you're in the private. You're not in. Remember, United Kingdom Limited is a company. It's like Jonah and the whale. Jonah got swallowed by the whale. You are Jonah. United Kingdom Limited is the whale. You got swallowed by the whale. Now, you got some pepper or found some matches in your pocket and you lit a fire and the whale spewed you out back onto the land. That's what it's done. It said, whoa, I've got a private in me, and spewed you back out. And then now you're standing on the land. And Companies House recognizes that you as a woman or man are standing on the land. And you are holding a document that is a ship that's floated in the sea. I bet you, okay, you know the four corners rule? Anything written in a box is not on the page. If you actually sign on the line of that box, literally on the line, that means you're on the edge. So you're not in the water and you're not on land. You're on the edge. Your ship is docked. When you sign a document in a box, sign the line, sign it on the line. Don't sign it in the middle of the box. Sign it on the line itself, because that puts you on the edge. You're not actually in the water and you're not actually on the land. Your ship is docked. That's what you're doing when you're signing on the land.
Isn't Companies House legal though?
It is legal, but but remember, Companies House, remember that you got 4 jurisdictions.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kingdom of England. That's what we actually live on, the land. Then the Queen has a company called England Limited, which only has Companies House in it. So all the companies has to go to England Limited at Companies House to get their company. United Kingdom went to England Limited to get United Kingdom Limited. And then they formed a government. Boris Johnson, Theresa May, all of them went to England, got their limited companies and went and supported United Kingdom. So all the limited companies, which the government is all limited companies supporting United Kingdom Limited. That's what I said. In our group, in the WhatsApp group, we've got 57 people now who's bought themselves as limited company. We're halfway to a government like United Kingdom has a government. You could be Theresa May, darling, in 10 years' time. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. No, but you see where I'm coming from. We can all be government bodies within a government that supports our country. Because if there's 100 limited companies that support one limited company, that company can become a country. And
Yeah, I thought of that. No, can you hear me?
Yo.
Yeah.
But sorry, Matty. But then with the United Kingdom, you now have the City of London. That's the other jurisdiction. So you're messing about in 3 different jurisdictions here. Do you see? If you came to Earth, you would land on Earth, then you would have to go to United Kingdom. They wouldn't let you in because you don't have a legal entity to go in there with. You have to be legal to be in there. You can't be lawful and be in the United Kingdom. United Kingdom is just a limited company for legal entities. That's it. There's no law in there. You have to come out of United Kingdom Limited to stand back on the land and be in law.
And that's what the elite have been doing.
There you go. Because they are floating their ships. Remember, ships' names are all written in capital letters on the side of the ship. You are just a ship. You are floating in the water. But because you haven't taken captain and director and ownership of the ship, remember, a passport is for a ship. Go and look up the word passport in Black's Law Dictionary. It's not for a man or a woman. It's for a ship. That's what a passport is for. So
how
when
does
you
one travel without the passport?
Sorry?
How does one travel without the passport?
You get a letter of safe conduct.
Where is this information? Is it on the Telegram group?
Go into Black's Law Dictionary and look up passport, and it will tell you about letter of safe conduct. Then look up letter of safe conduct. And then you can go to, because all a letter of safe conduct is that how you're traveling in the private to say, look, I don't belong to any jurisdiction, so I'm not in anybody's war. So I just want a letter of safe conduct to say, look, that's why you get a stateless passport. Because if you have a stateless passport, that means you're not involved with anybody's war.
That's diplomatic immunity, isn't it?
This is it. As I said to you earlier on, City of London is a company in itself. United Kingdom is a company in itself. If they give away each other's information, that could cause a war. So you're standing on the land saying, I'm stateless. I don't involve myself with United Kingdom. I don't involve myself with City of London. I am standing alone. So I'm stateless. I don't fall under anybody's war.
Yeah, you're not.
Know thyself. That's all you get. Oh, keep it straight. It won't be too long.
What is it you're looking to do? You're gonna do that one thing, get that one thing out of the way. If it works, then that's a successful result. What you can do is just get yourself a trademark. You are not getting the limited company at the moment, so you can only be implied. You're either going to implied or you're going to be expressed. There's only them two, that's it.
Know thyself. That's all you get. Oh, keep it straight. It won't be too long.
If you're going to trademark a mark, it's a mark you're trademarking. That's the thing. Whatever characters you have in there has to be exactly the same. So if you didn't trademark MR before the name, then they're not affecting your trademark. Then they're not affecting your trademark.
Know thyself. That's all you get. Oh, keep it straight. It won't be too long. Know thyself. That's all you get. Oh, keep it straight. It won't be too long.
But that's not my trademark. My trademark doesn't have a hyphen. John hyphen Henry Doe, all capitals with the hyphen in the middle. But that's not my trademark. My trademark doesn't have a hyphen. You can't keep tying yourself to the one entity and then moving into the other entity and thinking that you're that. It is hard to detach yourself, definitely. It is hard to detach yourself, definitely. They're professional in what they're doing. You've got the choice. If they're going to check, they're just going to get in touch with you because you're the director of the company. Know thyself.